I just finished with a quick reading from The Suffocating Sea, which is Andy Horton number 3, and then I'll open it up for questions and we can have a few minutes of questions, if that's okay with everybody. Hopefully you won't fall asleep while I'm reading this, just put the microphone in the right position. Right, I probably won't. Okay, so this is Suffocating Sea, and this one begins with a body on a burning boat in a marina. And it was originally intended to be Port Solent Marina. Anybody know Port Solent Marina? Yeah, quite a few of you. Port Solent Marina. I went down there to do some research on the lock office and just around and about there, and they said to me, "You're not going to have a murder, are you, here?" And I said, "Yeah, I was thinking about it." And they went, "Oh, no, we're not very happy about that, we don't like that." So I thought, oh no, okay. So I changed the name to Horsey Marina. And I've now found out that the development that they're doing at Tipner in Portsmouth, where they're going to build a new marina, guess what it's going to be called? Horsey Marina. So that's going to confuse locals, but not really because it's further afield. So I have this body on the boat in Horsey Marina, and this guy's died, and he's investigating it, but he's also discovered that it's linked to the disappearance of his mother. So you can pick this up as you go along. Right. So, another day without getting any nearer to the killer, thought Horton, heading out of the station. But at least they'd gained some new and valuable information. He had reached his Harley when his mobile rang. His heart skipped a beat when he saw who the caller was, Reverend Anne Schofield. Did she have some further information on his mother, he wondered. "I need to see you urgently," she said without preamble. She sounded out of breath and anxious. It was just after 7. "Where are you?" "In the church. Can you come now?" "Okay." It was wet, dark and windy, and the traffic was thick with Christmas shoppers. And even though he was on the Harley, it still took him 15 minutes to reach the church. He tried the front doors, but they were locked, so he hurried round to the back, feeling a sense of danger so strong that his spine shivered and contracted. What had Anne discovered about his mother? Why had she sounded so upset? It was even darker in the backyard without any street lights, and there didn't seem to be any lights on inside the church. Perhaps she had returned to the vicarage, but surely she would have called him if she had. As he pushed open the door, his sense of menace heightened. He felt instinctively that something was wrong. He could have switched on the light, but he didn't. Was it because he had the impression that someone or something was waiting for him, or had a noise alerted him? Perhaps it was just the rain beating against the grilled windows and the wind howling around the building, sounding like 100 dead souls wailing to be let in. Or should that be out, he wondered. Whatever it was, it made his flesh crawl. Slowly, his eyes grew accustomed to the darkness. There was a sink on his right underneath the window with a cupboard beneath it. He noted the 2 coffee mugs on the wooden draining board as he stepped around the table in the centre of the room, towards a tall cupboard where he guessed the surpluses were kept. To its left were 3 stone steps leading up to a door. It must open into the church, he thought. Anne Schofield must be there. He tried the door. It was locked, and there was no key in it. He frowned. He felt cold. Leave the place. She's not here. Get out now. He turned, and something in the gloom caught his eye. The cupboard door was open a fraction, and wedged in it was a piece of black fabric. With a pounding heart, he twisted the handle, then cried out and leapt back as the body of Anne Schofield fell out. Revulsion and shock gave way to an upsurge of anger, but he barely had time to register this when he heard a clunk. Swiftly, he turned and raced to the outside door, knowing already with a sinking heart that the noise he had heard was someone locking it. Shit! His senses heightened. He caught the soft shuffle of feet outside, and with a flash of instinct knew what would happen next. He had to get out, or he'd end up like poor Tom Brundle and Nigel Sherborne. Desperately, he scoured the room, but saw no way out. Then came a shattering of glass. He leapt as far away from the window as possible as a bottle crashed on the stone floor and exploded with a great whoosh and a searing heat. Horton dropped to the floor, choking and coughing. Think of a way out of here. There had to be one. He couldn't die here, now, like this. Gardner's words flashed into his mind as his lungs strained fit to burst, and he felt as though his flesh was on fire. He'd said there was a door to the upper gallery that came up from the vestry. Yes, but where the bloody hell was it? Was it the one he'd already tried? God, he hoped not. He inched along the floor with his nose to the ground, spluttering and coughing. His eyes were smarting, his lungs screaming fit to burst. He could smell roasting flesh as the crackling fire devoured Anne Schofield. Where the hell was this other door? The room was filled with thick black smoke which was hard to penetrate, but to the right of the cupboard a curtain was alight. It was the only place left. It had to conceal the door. As the flames licked around his ankles, he leapt up and tore at it. The burning fabric fell on his back, and he thanked the Lord he was wearing his leathers. He'd found the door. Please God, don't let it be locked. He had to stand up to open it and fling it back before the black clawing smoke got to him. He had one chance, and this was it.